How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, I purposely chose to put this video up late, given the dynamics that we are dealing with in California, and let alone Oregon. But as we go on this journey, we will even see other states, but I had to condense, and I said I'll just focus on 2 states, but more so California, since I'm up here in Northern California. Now, when I was on Lisa Cabrera's last hangout, I had said to the royal family, I noticed a orange tinge in the sky. I pay close attention to nature. And so when I got up early this morning, I mean real early, and I went outside to look at it. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have never ever encountered anything like this. Y'all know I'm very spiritual. Y'all know I'm empathic, like many in the royal family. So I had to go that extra deep mile for the royal family. What does this all mean? Because there's a lot of different dynamics that are going on since we have came out of our captivity. So I wanted to know what was going on biblically and spiritually and all these things. Well, first I was focusing on orange, and then I started seeing that red tinge too as well, and then it was just outright red as I'm doing my research. So we'll start with orange. The color, and what I did was when I was searching it, I wanted to know the biblical meaning of these colors, as well as numbers and symbols and many other things. The color, orange. The color of fire, orange, represents the power and the presence of Yah, as well as prophetic warning. Like, whoa, okay. Red represents the love of Yah. It also refers to the blood sacrifice necessary to atone for sins, and the blood of Yahushua that makes us righteous before Yahweh. My royal family, this stuff is real. This stuff cannot be ignored. And we got many out there that want to dismiss, play like, go along and get along. And I keep saying to the royal family, I'm telling you something I know. I'm telling you something I have experienced. And after I had my spiritual experience, I told my sweet husband, this is it, baby. I know what I heard. I know what I seen. I know what I felt. Y'all have to realize, and I really hate speaking in the I terms because I always want to stay inclusive, and I know others that are genuine have had these spiritual experiences. Y'all got to remember who y'all are listening to. I was physically, and I have tears in my eyes as I'm talking about this because it's something I can't dismiss, and I'm not trying to dismiss. I was physically picked up and held by Yahweh in his arms, and I wasn't asleep. Now my eyes was closed because I knew enough not to open my eyes because I wouldn't be able to tell the royal family this. And I sat on it for a while, because we don't want to be deemed or look like we out our damn mind. And I often have said to the royal family, some of the stuff I get wrong. And I'm going to own it, because I'm not hung up on this, I got to be 1,000% right. So don't be fooled by True Royal. You know, me and LVZ, we had a family discussion. We was heated and passionate. Say stuff we don't really mean. I'm not hung up on being absolutely right. I want to get it right. And in order to get it right, you must be corrected. That's why I said we all in this. You see me stumble and fall someplace, point it out. I ain't on that stuff. Don't be fooled by this. But the thing that I can't step away from is that last part of this. Again, I'm going to read it before I start showing these videos. The color of the color of orange represents the power and the presence of Yahweh, as well as prophetic warning. That's heavy, much deeper. As we continue on.
Well, dozens of wildfires are burning up and down the West Coast. I'm sure you've seen some of the pictures. It's just harrowing. At least 25 ravaging parts of California, north and south. Extreme heat and strong winds continue to fuel them. At least 2.2 million acres. So many homes have burned across the state.
Well, the Creek Fire in Central California is burning an area roughly the size of Central Park right here in New York City every 30 minutes. Just to give you some perspective on this. Colonel Jesse Miller from the California National Guard joins us to discuss this morning. Thank you for being here, but to you and your entire team for the effort that you guys are putting in around the clock. We know you are. You look at the rate that fire is burning. You look at the North Complex fire in Northern California burning about 1,000 acres every 30 seconds. Can you talk about what is making it so difficult this year in particular to get a handle on these?
Yeah, well, thank you, Poppy and Jim, for having us this morning. Well, it's Mother Nature has brought a lot to bear here in California this year. A combination of temperatures, record high temperatures, low humidity, dynamic wind conditions, and the drought that had been present in Northern California for the last year have all combined to make this one of the most challenging, perhaps the most challenging wildfire season California's ever seen.
So put this into context so folks know, because I think folks who don't live there say, well, I see this happen every year. It seems to be getting worse. I mean, do we know what is making every year seem to break the previous year's records, right? I mean, is climate change a factor? What can we learn from this?
Well, certainly, and my commander-in-chief here in California, Governor Newsom, has spoken about the deleterious effects of climate change on our state, and it's a real factor here. Obviously, human migration and patterns in the state are factors as well. It's a populous state, lots of visitors, lots of activity. So there is a cost and things we need to be careful of to make sure that California is safe.
All right. Let me, I'm going to take that down real quick, so I don't want that to pop up. So before we get into the next video, we will continue to hear man come up with, or their interpretation, let alone, let's just say the enemy, come up with their interpretation, but there is a different tone in their voice. And some of them already know that something is much more deeper going on. So they want to come up with their interpretations. But again, red represents the love of Yah. It also refers to the blood sacrifice necessary to atone for sins in the blood of Yahushua that makes us righteous before Yahweh. Now we're looking here at San Francisco. You see along here where these palm trees are all up and down here in San Francisco. This is called the Embarcadero. I have worked all the way up and down these streets, all the way up under that bridge in Pass. I have even worked dead in the center of the ocean. I grew up in San Francisco. I have never, ever seen anything so profound in my life. Look at that. I like how these drones glide along. It gives us more of a truer depiction of whatever they're trying to show at that particular time. I like how smooth the drone just glides in the sky. It's not too fast, it's not too slow, but enough to fully take in at that present time how the drone is set up for us to get a better depiction of what we are looking at right now. Keep on your frontal lobe what the color orange and red means. And keep in mind,
I'm a Verizon engineer, and I'm part of the team.
Also keep in mind the presence of, all right? The presence of. All right, my royal family, I'm gonna take this down.
I'm a Verizon engineer, and I'm part of the team building.
I'm gonna take this down, and again to refresh. Orange, the color of fire. Orange represents the power and the presence of Yahweh, as well as prophetic warning. Again, red represents the love of Yahweh. It also refers to the blood sacrifice necessary to atone for sins in the blood of Yahushua that makes us righteous before Yahweh. So look at that. This dome that y'all are looking at here in San Francisco at City Hall was refurbished by my husband, Omari Santana. When he was working on this, no one knew how to refurbish within that dome. And they had to humble themselves and ask my husband to do it. Because my husband was actually going into something that they had lost the specs to it, that had been built over 100 years, and figure it out as he go. Every time I look at that, I always think of my husband. So, these are the streets of San Francisco. And look at that. That is amazing. That is truly, truly amazing. And like I said, I had noticed it 2 days ago when I knew what I was looking at. I was like, it's a tinge out there in this sky. Something different going on. There's the Golden Gate Bridge that looks rust red when you actually get close to it. I've never seen it look golden, but the skies have a tendency to look golden as we look at this now. This is where I met Mr. Santana. This is a ballpark that I worked on from the beginning to the end. Again, you see these the big lights here, the big old lights there. My husband's crew put that up, and along the boardwalk. So this stadium, I have been telling y'all for the longest, this stadium is built over water. They had to have a whole crew go up underwater to retrofit this, but you know how man is vain. They feel like that floating stadium will be everlasting. But we're looking at the presence of the orange sky of Yahweh. Wow. That is amazing. So I said I wanted to wait this evening to make sure that I gave y'all the truest, the best of the best, so y'all could get a feel for this. This is down here at the Embarcadero Fisherman's Wharf, where a lot of people, tourists, like to go. Some of these restaurants been up over 80 years that I'm looking at. Amazing. So now they're out here in the Napa, the vineyards. Anybody know about Napa? This is where you get your wine. And just various pictures in different regions of the Bay Area that people had, seen that was concerning to them. Because I ain't never seen the skies ever look like that with that type of intensity. Amazing. Truly, truly amazing. And then there, believe it or not, but it was more so in Oregon that the skies, there are certain regions of the skies that even turned red. And this particular one is in San Francisco. It was more so red in Oregon. And we'll get to that. We're going to get to that right now. So, this was the best depiction that I could pull up for the royal family.
Hi all, so this right here is downtown Stayton. You can see the red hue, the red-orange glow in the sky. There's ash that is falling visibly in front of when we were driving here, in front of the headlights of the car. But downtown basically empty here, besides a few cars here, people walking around in cars, but the smell of smoke is heavy. At exit 13 off Highway 22 is where a roadblock is, so you can't go any further than that. But just wanted to show you what downtown Stayton looks like right now at 12:22 in the afternoon.
All right. That's why I waited, because you get more people bringing things in. Just to let y'all know, because this is up here in Oregon, and then, you can go up to Seattle and all of that. So, Seattle rains a lot. And when it's pissing raining in Seattle, we get the downdraft of that, and most likely we will get rain too as well. So, naturally, the hue would be much redder further up north, and then the downdraft comes along the way and passes oceans and rivers and things, and that kind of filter out some of that stuff, and we have that orange hue. That's what we're getting at. Okay, as we continue on, I'm gonna take this down. Just in case I don't want no pop-ups.
Wildfires in the Pacific Northwest. Oregon's governor describes the conditions in her state as a once-in-a-generation firestorm. We're talking about 50-mile-an-hour gusts that are blasting flames across acres of dry tinder. Nearly 100 major fires are raging in almost a dozen western states. Entire towns have been wiped out in Oregon and Washington, and across the region, mass evacuations are underway, and skies are eerily discolored from smoke and ash. CBS's Lilia Luciano reports tonight from Phoenix, Oregon.
This is insane.
Unrelenting, fires continuing to rage throughout Oregon, fueled by fierce winds not seen in a generation. 5 communities leveled by fires.
This could be the greatest loss of human lives and property due to wildfire in our state's history.
Nearly 36 wildfires so widespread they can be seen from space. The fire is moving so fast that some, like Adama Dai, had no way out except to drive through flames.
It was pretty terrifying. Just the adrenaline was keeping us going.
Parts of California remain under an ominous orange glow. This is the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco Airport in darkness at noon. As wildfires in the state continue to rage out of control, including this one looming in the foothills east of Los Angeles. In Washington, these were the images from the community of Malden just after flames raced through. Today, state officials toured the destruction. The clearing skies reveal almost nothing left standing. Back in Oregon, the destruction includes a nursing home in the devastated town of Phoenix, where 89-year-old Beth Hill barely escaped, leaving behind a lifetime of memories.
Everything I own, all my pictures of my husband and me.
Tonight, Washington State had its first reported fatality from a fire, and we're also learning that a 12-year-old boy and his grandmother were killed in a wildfire in northern Oregon. And right now, near Portland, more than half of Clackamas County is under a level 3 evacuation. That means evacuate immediately, do not delay. Nora?
So devastating for so many families. Lilia, thank you.
Wow. Let's all so keep in mind as people are being evacuated, coronavirus, because when you're in those type of situations, people ain't thinking about masks or anything. And like I said, I was saying that on the other video that I had put up. I said, pay attention to language, apocalyptic. Those are like biblical words to me when I hear those type of things, And I personally haven't encountered skies that color. So, one more thing I want to show y'all. So I wanted to look deeper. Well, I can't ignore the fact of looking at the color purple, royalty. All right. But let's go below. We see the color red. We see the symbol earth, sin, and evil. Now, this is something Lisa Kabira been saying. Now we're looking at their interpretation of orange, and that is orange, but not quite looking orange. Separation from sin and evil. And I keep hearing Lisa say on her channel that once Corona came in, we're not coming back together. So that also symbolizes, these colors symbolizes many, many things. These are messages from the Creator himself. Truly, truly amazing. Look at that. Look at that. Orange and red. And as I close out, again, the color orange, the color of fire. Orange represents the power in the presence of Yahweh, as well as prophetic warning. So these prophecies are playing themselves out. Red represents the love of Yah. It also refers to the blood sacrifice necessary to atone for sins, and the blood of Yahushua that makes us righteous before Yahweh. This is real, my royal family. And I'm not talking down to you. I'm talking up. This is confirming to us what's going on. He do give us signs And individually, we need to atone, get thy house in order. And this is a time to, while we are coming together to, because I always talk about our immediate situation, to collectively just deal with your people within, because we can't extend ourselves if we ain't got ourselves together. And then once we do what we need to do, as we naturally come together, that creates a energy, a positive energy, you know. That's my interpretation. And I would love, because it's extremely important to me, to hear the royal family's interpretation based on what I have presented, and also any other thing, you know, and stuff. And I just want to let y'all know, if I get it wrong, please point it out. You know, I invite scriptures. I truly, truly do, my royal family. Never hesitate on the True Royal Family or True Royal channels. I'm one that don't mind scriptures. I learn through the royal family, because y'all know that I don't know the word, but y'all point out to me that I quote the word, and I am eternally grateful that my father, or our father, excuse me, blessed me in that way. And I need continuous guidance so I can deliver whatever messages that you're receiving from me, and then also I'm receiving from you. That's why it's important to me. I may not answer back to all of the beautiful divine comments that y'all put, but I'm checking it. I'm reading it and soaking it up. So y'all are guiding me, you know, and I thank our Father above. I truly, truly do. And I thank all of y'all. I am eternally grateful. I truly am. And I'm eternally appreciate, because it's so many of us that I appreciate the donations and all of those things. You know, we got to remember to show reverence and great appreciation towards each other. I truly, truly thank everyone. So, my royal family, do this. Render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.